What if I told you that you could detect lies with 99% accuracy just by watching someone's body language? Sounds too good to be true, right? This is probably the most dangerous myth, because it's often the opposite of reality. Skilled liars actually maintain more eye contact than usual because they know people expect them to look away. In fact, studies show that people telling the truth often look away more frequently because they're accessing their memory, not constructing a story. Well, here's the thing. While no method is truly 99% accurate, there are scientifically backed body language clusters that are incredibly reliable indicators of deception. But we're not talking about the obvious nose touching you see in movies. Look for these subtle signs. First, neck touching or collar adjustment. The neck has many nerve endings, and touching it releases tension. These are brief facial expressions that last between 1/25th and 1/5 of a second. They flash across the face before the person can suppress them. While these behavioral clusters are based on solid research and are used by professionals in law enforcement and intelligence, no method of lie detection is truly 99% accurate. Human behavior is complex, and there are always exceptions and alternative explanations. Cultural differences, neurodiversity, medical conditions, and individual personality traits can all affect how these behaviors present. The real value in understanding these patterns isn't in becoming a human lie detector. It's in becoming more observant, more thoughtful about the information you receive, and better at protecting yourself from potential deception. Use this knowledge responsibly. Don't use it to attack or embarrass people. Use it to ask better questions, seek clarification when something feels off, and make more informed decisions about who and what to trust. If this video helped you understand human behavior a little better, please share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more content about psychology, manipulation, awareness, and understanding the hidden language of human behavior. Remember, the goal isn't to catch liars, it's to understand people. Here's what to look for. First, contempt leakage. A brief, one-sided mouth raise that appears when someone feels superior or disdainful about what they're saying. This often appears when people lie about their feelings towards someone or something. Second, fear or anxiety flashes. Brief widening of the eyes, raised eyebrows, or tension around the eye area that appears and disappears quickly. This happens when people are afraid of being caught in their lie. Brief tightening of the lips, narrowing of the eyes, or tension in the jaw that flashes before being covered by a fake smile or neutral expression. Third, suppressed anger. The crucial thing about microexpressions is that they reveal true emotions that contradict the person's verbal message. This is the body's way of literally holding back information. Third, hand-to-hand contact. If someone says they're happy about something but you catch a flash of contempt or disgust, that disconnect is highly significant. Second, lip compression or subtle lip biting. You need multiple indicators appearing together. Step 3. Consider context and stakes. Here's a framework for observation, not accusation. Step 1. Establish baseline behavior. Spend time observing how someone normally communicates before looking for deception indicators. Step 2. Look for clusters, not single signs. Everyone has different natural patterns. One behavior means nothing. High-stress situations naturally increase these behaviors, even in truthful people. Ask yourself, what does this person have to gain or lose? Step 4. Use your observations for protection, not confrontation. If you notice deception clusters, don't immediately accuse someone of lying. The goal isn't to become a human lie detector. Instead, ask follow-up questions, seek clarification, or simply be more cautious about the information you're receiving. Step 5. Remember that these are indicators, not proof. Even the most reliable clusters can have innocent explanations. It's to become more aware of when you should be asking more questions or seeking additional verification. Clasping hands together, rubbing palms, or interlocking fingers more tightly than usual. While self-soothing behaviors can indicate stress, these specific gestures are way too obvious and culturally influenced. When someone says, "I'm really excited about this," you might see someone touch their neck, then compress their lips, then clasp their hands, all within a 30-second window. When people tell the truth, their words and body language are naturally synchronized. When they lie, this synchronization breaks down because the conscious mind is focused on constructing the lie, while the unconscious mind leaks the truth through body language. When someone's body language doesn't match their words, or when there's a noticeable delay between what they say, watch for these specific disconnects. First, contradictory head movements, saying yes, while subtly shaking their head no, or vice versa. This happens because the head movement reflects their true feeling about what they're saying. Second, delayed or mismatched gestures, but their enthusiastic hand gesture comes a beat too late or feels forced and unnatural. Third, facial expression delays. Genuine emotions appear on the face within milliseconds of the verbal statement. Fake emotions often appear slightly before or after the words, and they tend to be asymmetrical. The key here is timing and authenticity, and how they express it physically. That's a strong indicator that their conscious and unconscious minds are in conflict. And here's what makes this cluster reliable. These are involuntary stress responses. Even skilled liars struggle to control them completely because they're managed by the autonomic nervous system. But remember, stress doesn't always mean lying. It could mean they're uncomfortable with the topic for other reasons. A professional liar isn't going to do something so blatant, and most people are looking for completely the wrong signs. Real deception detection isn't about finding one smoking gun gesture. It's about identifying clusters of behaviors that appear together. Think of it like this. If someone normally gestures a lot when they talk, and suddenly their hands go still, that's significant. If someone who usually maintains steady eye contact starts looking everywhere except at you, that matters. The key is establishing what's normal for that person, then watching for multiple indicators that appear simultaneously. This is called the cluster method, and it's what makes lie detection actually reliable. Now, let me show you the 3 most reliable clusters that research has identified, and more importantly, how to spot them in real conversations. And that brings us to the real science of lie detection. Today, I'm going to show you what real lie detection experts actually look for, debunk the biggest myths that Hollywood has taught us, and give you a framework that could genuinely change how you read people. But first, let me be crystal clear about something important. This isn't about becoming a human lie detector to catch people out. It's about understanding human behavior and protecting yourself from deception. So let's dive into what the research actually tells us. Myth number 1. Liars avoid eye contact. Myth number 2. Liars touch their nose or cover their mouth. Myth number 3. You can spot a liar by one single tell. This is the biggest myth of all. Here's what actual behavioral analysts and interrogation experts know. Deception isn't revealed by single behaviors, but by clusters of behaviors that appear together and deviate from someone's baseline. Cluster 1. Self-soothing behaviors under stress. When people lie, especially about something significant, their stress levels increase. This triggers unconscious self-soothing behaviors. Here's the crucial part. These behaviors cluster together and increase in frequency during deceptive statements. Cluster 2. Verbal and non-verbal disconnects. Cluster 3. Micro-expression, leakage. This is perhaps the most reliable cluster because micro-expressions are nearly impossible to control consciously. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about how to use this knowledge ethically and effectively. Let's be honest about what we've covered today.